Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Darius, and this video is for the girls, actually. I'm gonna do something different in this video, and that's like give a story time that's not mine, and I think that's kind of iconic. I don't know if it's iconic. It's just as iconic as his hair, which is none. So look at all these dead ends, and oh my god, oh my goodness, I need to fix that. Today we're having tzatziki's, which is a Mediterranean place. I don't know if everyone has it across the country or if it's like in some places. I've seen it. Have I seen it in Arizona? I don't know. But anyways, it's a Mediterranean place, and we are about to chow down while we talk about the story of the only black man to ever grace the Titanic. Is a grace a good word? Did he grace it? I don't know if he did. Let's see. So I got some rice. What is this rice called? Okay, just says rice. So I don't know. And I got a spicy harissa chicken gyro, I think, which kind of oh, there's a piece of hair on the bag, but it's just the bag, guys. It's just the bag. Anyways, we're gonna see if this is good or not, because I'm kind of scared. I don't know. I obviously have the timestamps down below of when I start talking about the story, because this is very interesting. It's not a super long one, because, like, you know, it is what it is. It's an old story, but here, this is my meal. I don't know if you can see. Why is it like that? This is right here. It doesn't really matter. You can't see that. This is the tomato salad, and then we have some chips. I got some extra tzatziki sauce and some spicy chili oil. They had a lot of sauces, and I think that's iconic. And then I got the spicy harissa. If that thing don't stop beeping, I'm gonna be upset. Don't pay attention to all the bins I always have in the back. It's from when we do our orders. Shop on BeLovesLife.com or Amazon to get your BeLoves Life hot sauces and seafood sauces. Let's dig in. I know I'm not showing it right now, but I'm going to. I just want to see what's going on in here real quick before we start anything. This looks like it's gonna be good. I'm worried that there's onion on here. There might not be. I don't like white onion. I'll eat red onion though, because I think there's some red onion in this cucumber salad. But this is what it looks like. It looks a little bit interesting. It's definitely very, like, messy. And it's definitely not warm anymore. Probably was at one point. That's okay. Doesn't need to be warm. Let me pull some chicken out. Guys, please. And I don't have enough napkins. I probably have some of my thing. I'm a chaotic mukbanger. Okay. I'm going to open this sauce up so I can dip in it, and we're going to try the first thing. That's going to have to stop immediately. Immediately. Okay, let me dip it in tzatziki sauce. What is going on? I love tzatziki sauce. I don't know if I told you guys that. It's probably one of my favorite condiments ever. And it's really just not wanting to work with me right now, and it's bothering me that it doesn't want to do that. Okay. Okay. I don't know why it always is too bright. Here we go. I'm making sure this man isn't looking at me. It's good. That's my good verdict. Now, I'm gonna be trying all this other stuff on it too. Ooh, I got lemon juice in my eye. Please. Why did it do that? Ooh, the struggles of doing a car mukbang. Now let me try this this cucumber salad. My mom put me onto this. She loves the cucumber. What is this, honey? I don't know if I like that. Anyways, I'm gonna dip it in this. They had this spicy chili oil, which I think is so interesting. I've never seen that at a Mediterranean place, but maybe I'm just not well read. Okay. Okay. It's not very flavorful to me. At all. But it's not super spicy either. I don't know if they needed any of this. The food is good though. I think I should have asked for pickles on this. It would have been better with pickles. Oh. There's something about their cucumber salad I don't like. I can't pinpoint it yet. Getting a couple of napkins. The noises are trying to get me today. This is a Sprite. I had a few fresh squeezed lemons in it. Delicious. And now I want to try this rice. Now, I love rice. I just am just a rice kind of person. I love a little bit of rice. This is what it looks like. Here, take the first bite. You want the first bite? Take the first bite. Take it. No, you take it. I insist. Take it. That's what they always do. Anyways. Okay. This is good. It has like a lemony or some kind of like citrus flavor. And it's good. I need to figure out a way to get this tzatziki sauce to be evenly on here. I don't know if I should have asked them to put it on there. But I like a lot, so I just hate stuffing the sandwich in the thing and it gets all messy. Whatever. Now, if you guys didn't hear on my last video, oh, okay, that kind of worked. I am going to be in Chicago very, very soon, and I kind of want to do some content down there, but I don't know where to go. I should ask my mom, too, because she grew up there. She grew up there with the girls. So you guys should tell me where I should go, what kind of food stuff you want to see from me, like food stuff that you actually think I like. I'm going to try to get down to I-57. I-57 is the best barbecue I've ever had in my life. And it's literally so good every time I have it, but I haven't had it in years. Now, if you guys do eat while you're watching me, which some people don't, let me know. Oh, I need a thumbnail probably, so very interesting. But let me know what you guys eat, or what you're eating right now, rather. Does it matter? Like, again, I'm just not a mukbang girly. I don't watch mukbangs. Does it matter what you're watching somebody eat? Like, if you're eating, I don't know, Wendy's, are you gonna watch me eat this tzatziki thing, or are you gonna be like, oh, no, I don't want to do that, because it's not similar to what I'm eating. I don't know how this works. Okay, all right. Am I supposed to take a thumbnail with this? I can't. This sandwich is toe up from the flow up now. I feel like it's stuff on my teeth. Some of the stuff I need to cut out. Please. I hate doing that. And I don't know if that worked. I'll try some after. Anyways, okay, I'm really upset by this cucumber and tomato salad. It's just not giving what it's supposed to have gave at all. I think the vinegar is just a little bit too sharp on that. It's like a, like a really good reviewer. It's just a little bit too sharp on that. It's not horrible, but it definitely doesn't taste fresh either. Not to put them on blast. But, ooh. And also, I don't know if I want chips with my my Euro. That's an interesting combo, I feel like. Okay. Now, I'm eating this. I've had this place before, and I don't think that they had the harissa chicken one, but this is really good. Because I think the last time I had the regular chicken one or something, I really didn't like it. It wasn't that great, but this is pretty good. And I added the chili oil to this. Now it's like a lime chili oil rice. Delicious. And you know I'm very picky on chicken. This chicken looks like very the type of chicken for picky chicken eaters. You know what I'm saying? It's very there's no fat on it. It's just meat. It's not hard. It's not, chewy or anything. It's like the peel apart, breast. Now, I'm trying to navigate taking these big bites. Oh. I really wish I got pickles for this. One time I went to a Mediterranean place and there was pickles in it. It was really good. I thought there was something on my chin. I love pita bread. Pita bread is so good to me. Like, it's just like one of the best breads to ever exist. Am I crazy for saying that? I think it's so iconic. It's not like, obviously we have like breads, like French bread and sourdough and whatever, but like this is such a unique, chewy pita, or like I would say pita bread specifically. Pita is really good to me. I do also like naan, like any kind of garlic naan or something like that. Is that also in the same family? Is it the same thing? Like, it looks similar. I wouldn't say it's the same thing though. I feel like garlic naan is a little bit thinner. This is a little bit more doughy when you have a pita bread. I don't know if that's true or not. Once this tzatziki sauce is gone, I'll be gone. Okay? Because I don't, there are certain things that, have you ever had something like just makes a dish or makes a meal and you can't eat it without it? And that's how I am. Tzatziki sauce is so good to me that I can only eat it with that. Like, I have a feeling I wouldn't like this without it. And I'm losing my method of how to get it on there. Sometimes I have moments where I realized I'm making a video, and there's some of the most scary moments in my life. Just now I said, yeah, you better eat that, yeah. And I'm just thinking, like, that's such a crazy thing to do. Go on top of some, I'm just thinking, like, if anybody I know is, like, watching this, like, I just think that's so interesting. This is such an interesting phenomenon. And, all my friends, like, they probably are like, what is he doing? But you know what? You know what I'm doing? Making money. Mwah! How about that? I had a whole conversation with myself just now. Nobody said anything. They didn't ask me what I was doing. I just assumed they were. I had a whole response for them, too. Do you guys talk to yourself, like, frequently? I talk to myself, like, obviously I'm not really talking to myself right now, but, like, if I'm actually by myself, I talk to myself all the time. And I think that's so interesting. Like, I'm very weird, though. I'll have full conversations just by myself. With myself, about myself. Not about myself, that's kind of weird. I don't have conversations about myself, but I have conversations with myself, definitely. Or I'll be like, for example, for this video, I had to do my research on the actual story of the black man on the Titanic, which is iconic, by the way. And before I did it, or like when I read the articles about it, when I was doing my research on the internet, I was like talking to myself afterwards. I was like, this is how I'm gonna say it, like this is what I'm gonna do. I was looking in the mirror. Now, none of that actually necessarily means I'm gonna actually be like that or say like that in the video, but I just think it's so interesting that I talk to myself all the time about different things. Wow. Okay, so a couple things. I can't stop doing this. I'm sorry. It's like an addiction now. At first it was a cute joke, and now it's becoming a problem. I can't do that. I can't. Like, I don't even know what I used to do. I think it was this. Or I think it was this. And I just, like, was doing that, and then all of a sudden I switched to this. And now I am the teacher that we were talking about who did this when we were in middle school. Not everyone was in middle school when they were doing this, but every teacher was doing this when I was in middle school, when they would, with their salad, and it's literally so funny. And now I can't stop doing it. I think I'm gonna, you know what, I'm gonna rip the pita up. I'm gonna rip a little piece of the pita off, and I'm gonna dip it in the tzatziki. Is that weird? A tzatziki in the pita? Like this. Okay, that was weird. It was weird. It was a little weird. It was a little Frankensteinish. Oh. This is an employee right now walking past my car. Do you think she knows I'm doing the mukbang? Oh, she had a stressful day. Oh, she's stressed. She's stressed. And, ooh, is that a vape? Oh, no, that was her keys. Anyways, dang, I know y'all like, he is just crazy and nosy. Anyways, that was poor her. She looked like she was, or maybe she was just like being normal and walking from her car to her job, and she was not expecting anybody to be grilling her and seeing why she looks the way she looks. Dang, Darius. Now, what I was gonna say was, this is my verdict. The thing, this was pretty good. Pretty good. I wish I would have added pickles to it to give it a little more oomph and a little more bite. I wish I could, like, ask to put this on there. I'm sure I could have. And I'm sure there's probably some on there anyways. I wish I would have just been able to add, like, extra. I ordered this online on my phone. And then, the cucumber salad was pretty okay once I started eating it with this stuff. But when I first took that couple bites, it was by itself. Absolutely not. The vinegar flavor is just too strong. I feel like I'm, like, giving you a little review, which I usually don't do. The rice is good. Definitely, obviously, like, growing up black in America, most places need a little bit more seasoning. Just a little bit. And I'm not saying Mediterranean food is just so bland, but I'm usually like chains and things like that. It starts to get a little iffy on how much. Like if I went to an authentic like Mediterranean place, I'm sure it would have been seasoned everything really well. But when you start getting into chains and stuff like that, sometimes they don't, carry on the spices and things like that. This could have been a little bit more flavorful, but I liked the lime component to it. Who do I think I am? And the spicy, like chili oil was cute as well. So this is very interesting. Not flavorful. The chili oil at all. Like not actually, probably not an ounce of flavor. Are you supposed to season that? I've never had. Well, I feel like there's some like infused oils or whatever. Let me stop. I'm gonna eat a little piece of this lemon. Dang. Why did I do that? Well, literally, the floodgates opened as soon as I bit down on this, and it was really juicy. Whatever. I just needed to clear my mouth. I'm very disappointed in the cucumber tomato salad. I really love those. And my mom made one. I don't know if you saw a video of her the other day. She made one. She really didn't make it. She got it from this place and she like mixed it together and made a huge bowl of it. And I had some of it after she like seasoned it up. It was so good. I have never seen more fresh tomatoes in my life. Whatever place that she went to, I think it was the place. Oh, it was called Eurasia. And they had cucumber salads. And it was very much iconic, and it was probably the best cucumber tomato salad I've ever had in my life. And I assumed that one was going to have like red onions in it, because sometimes they do, at least the one that my mom had. But also that wasn't Mediterranean, so I don't know if it's the same thing. Guys, please don't cancel me. Okay, we're about to get into this story. And I always found it so interesting, so I'm going to be talking a lot in 1 second. Okay. Are you guys ready? So this is the story all about my life with something upside down. And I'm over there, and the shit right there, and the home in there, and jump up in there. I kind of ate that. Anyways, except for I didn't know a single lyric. I didn't know a single lyric. Anyways, this is the story about the first and the only black man on the Titanic. Now, I don't even know how I stumbled across this story. I don't think that I ever heard someone talk about it. But then after I did my research on it, like, there are definitely a few articles talking about it. And there might be even like a couple books written about. I don't know about books, because books might be crazy. Like, is it that much information that we know about it that there could be books written about it? I don't know. But everybody else does their own research. But I was sitting here thinking, one day randomly, this came up to my mind. I was like, where were the black people at on the Titanic? Now, again, I'm not stupid. I understood what time the Titanic happened. It was 1912. But I was like, was there even any any workers on the Titanic who were black? Were there any people at all on the Titanic who were black? So I looked it up, and apparently it was one man, and that made this so much more iconic. So iconic is a, take it with a grain of salt, because this is a very sad story. But I'm about to lay it out for you. So the way that this black man got on that Titanic is a roundabout way. And I honestly feel like the movie Titanic would have been way more iconic, even though obviously it's iconic now. I've never seen it, by the way. 3 hours is a little bit too long for me. But, and it came out like so many years ago when I was like just being born, so I wasn't like alive and whatever. Well, I should probably watch it though. Either way, I feel like that story in the Titanic should have been about this, or at least there should be one. So just know that fact about it. It's an iconic story. So this guy's name was Joe. Listen, I'm gonna butcher these names because he was French. He was Haitian actually, but like there's like Creole and French and all this other stuff. Usually in a lot of territories like that. But anyways, so he literally his name is Joseph, Le Pourchari, oui, oui. I know his first name was Joseph, and then it was like his very last name was LaRoche. He had like 3 or 4 last names. But anyway, so basically at 15 years old, he grew up in Haiti. 15 years old, he went to France. Okay, so he went to France, and yes, we have to start when he was 15 because this is his life story. He went to France, and he wanted to study engineering. Okay, so already he's like obviously in a well off place to be able to go to France and study engineering. He was very, very well read. He spoke 3 languages: English, Creole, and French fluently. And while he was there, he was learning under this mentor. And he ended up meeting his wife, who would become his wife, through this mentor. Now, she, and this is important to the story, she was a white woman in France, and she only spoke French. So she was a white woman in France, and he met her under his mentor, and they hit it off immediately. And I think that they ended up getting married. I don't know if that's true or not, because again, at the time, I don't know if it was legal for them to get married because it was interracial, but all you need to know is they had 2 children. They had 2 daughters. Okay, and they were pretty young at the time. Again, he's young still in this grand scheme of story. Like, he's probably about like 18, 19, maybe 20 kind of range of when he met her and they had kids, right? So his family is obviously now growing, right? He came there on his own, 15 years old, and he was about to be an engineer, or he wanted to be an engineer, and he was studying and things like that, very well read, like I said, and now he has a family. And he's literally super young, 20 years old or whatever, which I always think about is so crazy because, like, we just have progressed so much that, like, people don't even have kids until, like, a way later age. And then it's like, there's pros and cons to it. Do you want to have it at a younger age where you are, like, I guess, more prone to have healthy children? Or do you want to have it at a little bit of an older, and this is for women, little bit of an older age where you're more mature, you have more financial set, and your career is good, and then do you want to have babies then? I don't know. I think this is such an interesting thing how we, like, progress throughout society of when you should have children. But so basically he was a fully fledged engineer at this point, right? He has 2 daughters and he's looking for work. But again, it's early 1900s and they do not want to give this man a job. He is like I said, he's extremely qualified for a lot of these engineering jobs, but because he was black, they would not allow him to work at any respectable job that paid a nice income for him and his family. He was trying to provide for his 2 daughters and his wife. So he was like, I need to get out of Dodge. He was like, this is not going to work for us. I need to get out of Dodge. I can't be here. By the way, side note, I wanted to talk about this. There was this guy that I met in Arizona, and I was talking to him about, like, or he asked me about if I ever, like, left the United States. He was French. If I had ever left the United States, and I was like, no, or whatever. And then this is just such a crazy little side note story. And then I was like, okay, well, I want to go other places, but I'm just scared because, like, I understand what racism is in the United States, but, like, obviously going somewhere else is out of my comfort zone. I don't really know the areas very well, and, like, racism happens in a lot of different areas, so I want to be able to be prepared for when I go to those places what I'm going to experience. And he just could not fathom that. He was a white French man from France who spoke English, and I think he was, like, studying abroad or something, and he was like, why don't you want to go to France? I was like, I would love to go to France, but I need to know about, like, the racism there. And he was like, oh, there's no racism in France. And I was like, are you sure? Like, how do you know that? And I wasn't just like, I know your home country better than you do. I had seen people on TikTok and online talking about how they had experienced racism, but whatever. So anyways, I was like, I want to, make sure I know what I'm getting myself into if I go anywhere abroad. And he was like, oh, well, there's just rest assured there's no racism in France. I said, okay, so how do you know that? I was like, what is your reasoning for saying that? I was like, because let's get this straight. You aren't black yourself. So when you're in France, there's no way you are going to be directly experiencing the racism, right? You're not like bringing up a study, an article, and see if like people felt racism and they're black, whatever, right? And then I asked him, I said, do you have any black friends? He said, yes, I have a bunch of black friends. I said, great. Have you ever asked them if they've experienced racism in France? And he was like, no. So I said, okay, so you're white. You've never done any research on the topic. All of your black friends, you've never asked them if they've experienced racism in France. So now you get to say there's no racism in France. Like, that just didn't make any sense to me. But I guess it was relevant to the story because this is 100 years ago, so it's obviously different. But I think that it was just very interesting, and he was upset that I was saying that. He was like, you need to worry about your country's racism. And I was like, I don't get it twisted. I was like, I know we got some problems. But that doesn't mean that everyone else is off the hook. Like, because I've seen the reason why I brought it up is because I saw so many people talking about France and being black and how they've had racist experiences. So I was like, if you've never asked your friends, how do you know that they haven't really actually had those experiences, but you just don't care? Whatever. Anyways, I digress. So basically, Joseph, was like, I'm fed up. I got to leave the country immediately. I need to leave the country immediately, actually. And so this is the part that's like kind of iconic, and I had no idea about this. His uncle at the time, and this kind of makes sense, his uncle at the time was the president of Haiti. I think this is iconic. He was the president of Haiti, and I guess that, again, I don't really know about the times in 1912 or the people in Haiti at the time or how common it was, because I know that being trilingual or being even bilingual in a lot of other different places is very common and normal. We just are idiots in the United States and selfish and just assume that everyone is going to know English, which a lot of people do. But the point is that something was like, okay, obviously he knows 3 languages. He's very well read. He has the ability to travel to France at 15 years old and have a apprenticeship and, get his degree in engineering and all this other stuff. So like, obviously some things were set up in his life for him to be able to do that. His uncle, like I said, I found out his uncle was the president of Haiti at the time. So I'm like, this is kind of iconic. And his uncle, his name was Cincinnatus, is what his name was. And he was like, okay, here's what we're going to do. He said, here's what we're going to do. Like, I get it. It's not cute there. Like, I understand racism fully. Like, I know that you're not going to be able to get a job like you really deserve. So why don't you come back to Haiti? Bring your family. Bring everything you own. Come back to Haiti. This is a crazy story. Come back to Haiti, and I'm going to let you stay here. And I'm going to make you like the professor of mathematics. I don't know if that was like a legit job or like a thing that they had at the, like at the city hall, or, like, I don't know if he was a professor or like, I don't understand what he would do. But the point is he was going to have a stable, well-paying job back in Haiti. So he was like, everybody get up immediately. Now, I don't even know why. When I was thinking about this before, there was something I was going to say about the United States, and I just think I think our history is just so interesting, but I'll get to that later. But obviously our history is so interesting. There's something wrong with me. I can't even ever stay on top of it. But anyway, so basically, Cincinnati was like, come back here, get this job. So he packed up his family, his wife and his 2 daughters, and he was like, let's go. So his Cincinnatus, his uncle, was like, here are first class tickets to get on this boat to come back to Haiti. And so I don't know if they're about to get on the boat, but they find out at some point before they get on the boat, after they have these first class tickets, they find out that the boat does a lot. The ship does a lot, and that they separate the parents and the children. Like, the parents and the children weren't able to eat together or like sleep together or something like that, like in the same bunker or whatever. Not people calling me. I don't know what's going on. They couldn't do that. So therefore, they had to they said, I can't do it. We're gonna have to not go on the ship, because they wanted to be with their daughters. And one of their daughters, I want to say the youngest one, had some kind of like health issues where she would get sick frequently, and they weren't comfortable having their 2 daughters away from them on this boat. And again, I should have looked this up, but I don't even know how long this voyage was from France to Haiti, because like, if you think about it, yeah, it definitely had to be a couple days at least. Like, more than it, maybe more. We're not in months range anymore, are we? By 1912, we had, pretty much navigated the seas. We knew what we were doing. It didn't take that long to get places. We had steamboats and whatnot, or whatever, I'm assuming. this is crazy how much I don't know about the history of like everything, but whatever. So he was like, I can't do it. So Joseph, the main character of our story here, he goes, you know what? And we're gonna get to Haiti, but we're gonna do a roundabout way. And this is really sad. He goes, I heard about this new boat, and it is called the RMS Titanic. So we're gonna take the Titanic to New York City, and then we're gonna take another boat from New York City back to Haiti, so that we don't have to be separated from our children on this voyage. So, him and his wife and his 2 daughters pack up everything they own, and they go on the Titanic. And I have a couple quotes from her, which was really hard to find because not a lot of articles had it, but of the wife. But basically, they get woken up in the middle of the night. Obviously, we know the fateful story. They get woken up in the middle of the night, and they have to get lifeboats and life jackets and things like that, right? And so I just can't imagine living through the horrors of what it would have been like to... And you guys have to realize they hit an iceberg, okay? This water is freezing. This water is freezing cold, okay? Like, you either die from drowning or you die from hypothermia. And I want to say most people die from hypothermia instead of drowning. I don't know if that's true, if I make that up, but I'm sure there was a good number of people who died from just literally freezing to death in that water. And you saw it sinking the whole... And also, they marketed this as an unsinkable ship. This ship was supposed to be like, that's so embarrassing. Like, no tea, no shade. No tea, no shade to, like, because honestly, this is a sensitive topic. I shouldn't be laughing about anything, but like, that's humiliating. They literally, okay, like, every other ship was cute. Like, none of them like claimed to be the unsinkable ship. So if they ever sank, it was like, oh dang, like, they boat ship. I mean, the boat. Oh my God, can I speak? Their boat sank, and so I just feel like saying that it's an unsinkable ship and then it literally sinking immediately is kind of embarrassing. But whatever. Obviously, you know what happened. The iceberg ripped off the side. And that is so crazy to experience, to be in, to see it. Like, what if you were on the top decks? People were jumping off overboard. I just could not imagine, like, being in that situation. So, whatever. They got their life jackets, their boats or whatever. I mean, their rafts and everything. And she's the wife. Her name was Juliet, by the way. She just remembers talking to her husband Joseph in the water, and he was like, he must have been shivering, like, so cold. He was like, don't worry, like, I guess there was not enough room for him, which is so interesting. Like, we see time and time again stories about men leaving their wives and children on these rafts so that they can be safe while they froze to death in the water. That's crazy, freezing to death. But he was like, I'm gonna see you again. He promised her. He was like, I promise I'm gonna see you again. Like, don't worry, I'm gonna see you again. Before he had left the boat, though, he grabbed all of their jewelry, all of their money, everything valuable that he had brought on board, he brought with him. And eventually they sent that rescue boat to go pick them up, and by that point he was gone with the wind. Fabulous. They had no idea where he was. Until this day, his body has never been recovered. Obviously it would be recovered now because it's been 100 years, and he would have obviously been gone, but he was never recovered at all. When they were finding all the other people in the water, they never found him. And so she never saw him again. But she ended up going back to shore. And this is a lot because can you imagine not having any belongings? You're getting picked up off of this boat. You have no belongings at all, no money, nothing, because it drowned with your husband. And then you get back to shore in New York City, and you have never, ever spoken English in your entire life, and you don't understand where you are, what just happened. You're now a newly widow. And also, by the way, what I didn't tell you is that she was pregnant. She found out she was pregnant about 2 months before they got onto the Titanic. So she was pregnant with his son, and she gets dropped off in New York City, and she stays there for 3 weeks, like, probably, like, waiting for news about whether or not they either found him alive or they found his body. Like, and they never found either. Like, he was just MIA forever. And they never found him again. And then 3 weeks later, they brought him back. I mean, not brought him back. She went back to France. She decided during that 3 weeks that it was too much for her to handle, and she could not continue the passage to Haiti. So she was like, I need to go back to France because I can't do it. And that's just so sad. I'm thinking about like Cincinnatus, his uncle, like waiting for him to come there with his wife and kids or whatever. And it's not like there's cell phones, so he didn't find out immediately. He probably had to he was probably like, where are they? Like, I don't know. I just think that's so. Were there telephones? Not cell phones, but guys, this is humiliating. I don't even know when the telephone was made. Anyways, so the point is that he never saw him again either, and that's just really sad. He probably hadn't seen him since he was 15. And they were just writing letters back and forth about like, I'm gonna see you again soon, like I'm gonna be back. And it never happened. But so I was thinking, if I was in her shoes, I'm gonna read her quotes real quick. But if I was in her shoes, it's so crazy the fact that you were just on the Titanic, an unsinkable ship. They promised you was unsinkable. Okay, you're pregnant with your husband's and yours child, right? Your third born child, and your husband ends up dying off of this boat that's unsinkable, and you had one of the probably the most traumatic experience of your entire life to date at that point, and now you're 3 weeks in New York City. You don't speak English, and they're about to ship you back on a boat. Do you guys know how crazy that sounds? I am not getting on. I'm going to say, in New York, a concrete jungle where dreams are made of, is what I would be doing with my daughters, because we would be locals. We would be locals. I would be going, oui, oui, mademoiselle, and trying to find a French market or two, because I promise you I would not be getting on the water again. Are you kidding? Okay, so you just made it to New York City on an unsinkable boat that sank. Okay, I'm trying to get the light away from my face. And then they want you to go back on a boat 3 weeks later after you're newly widowed, pregnant, and you don't speak English. No, man. I promise you, we would have been paying them New York high-rise prices. Yeah. I don't have a cent to my name, but we staying here. I'm not going back on that water. I just feel like that's such a crazy thing to ask somebody. Like, are you guys ready? Y'all ready to go? Y'all got your bags? No, I ain't got no bags. I'm not going. I just feel like that's such a crazy thing to do. But anyways, whatever. Let me read you what she said. So, it turns out, legend has it, that this is really sad, though. She was so distraught by that happening that she forbid? It was forbidden for her daughters to ever, and her son, to ever speak on the Titanic or their father, which I think is a lot to tell your kids, like they can't talk about it or the story. She said it was such a traumatic experience. She never wanted to relive it again. She never wanted to talk about it. She never wanted to like talk to her kids about it or anything like that. She just wanted to like erase it from her memory. It was such a traumatic experience. She ended up naming the son Joseph after his father. And let me read you what she said. She said, when the collision happened, there was a terrible panic. People were pushing in a hurry to get off the boat. I just can't imagine that. That is so scary to be on a boat and everyone is screaming because it's sinking. And you're in the middle of, I think it was the Atlantic Ocean. I don't know which ocean that is. Oh my goodness. I'm just telling everybody I don't know what I'm talking about. This is so embarrassing. Anyways, she said, I felt someone grabbing me as well. A pair of hands took me and threw me into emptiness. Don't do that. Let me jump off the boat. You grabbed me and threw me into an orbit, into the water. Don't do that. And she said, I found myself in a lifeboat next to my little Simone. Oh, Simone is a French name, isn't it? And it's probably not pronounced that, but that's really, well, I guess she said she found herself. Does that mean they pushed her into the lifeboat, or did she have to swim there, or I don't know what happened. Should I show you this picture? I'm going to show you this picture. I didn't know if I should put it up there or just show you. I might as well just show you right here since it's right here and it's already big. This is her. This is the girls together. I want to say, I don't know which one this is. Oh, wow. This is an old picture. So by the way, Juliet's the wife. She died in 1976. So I guess there were obviously way more advancements at the time. She probably never saw a body of water again. Are you kidding? I would never be on a boat, let alone a plane. Are you kidding? Anyways, Simone is first. Juliet, the mom, is in the middle. You can obviously tell she's a bit older. And then her two daughters are on the either side. So those are the young girls that were on. They survived the Titanic as well. They're probably still alive, to be honest. I don't know when this picture was taken, but that's Juliet in the center, and then this is Simone. I think that says right there, and then this one is Luis. But anyways, let me read this other thing. Then the lifeboat was once and for all lowered into the sea. Oh, my mom was calling me. No one wants me to make videos anymore, I think. Then the lifeboat was once and for all lowered into the sea. I hardly had time to give my husband a final farewell. I heard his voice above the rumble yelling, "See you soon, darling. There will be space for everyone. Don't worry about the lifeboats. Take care of our girls. See you soon." And he never saw her again. Aww. It's a family running in their car. It says, but LaRoche, along with an estimated 1,500 people, never made it off the Titanic, sinking with the ship that had been billed as unsinkable. His body was never found. Juliet and her daughters returned to France, where she would remain a widow until her death in 1973. I thought it was 1976. She named her newborn son after her father, or his father, James. I just think it's such an interesting story. And also I read somewhere else, like I said, that she had forbid them to ever talk about it. She hated reliving the story. She hated telling people about it. And I guess, I think it's so interesting that the daughters are probably still alive if I look that up. I mean, because they... No. They're probably dead now. But they were really... for her to die in 1973, that's pretty, recently. But the daughters definitely had to live a good while longer, probably to 2000s or so, because they had to have been, if they were 5 in 1912, they were definitely pretty up there in age by the year 2000. So anyways, I just think this is such an interesting story. Obviously it wasn't funny. I wasn't cracking jokes every 3 seconds, because it's not a funny story. I just think it is a very interesting one, and I just want to know why we don't talk about that storyline very often. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like it would be iconic to be 2026, picture a movie, you're in the theater and you see a trailer for The Only Black Man on the Titanic, and it's called LaRoche, his last name, or let me see what other names he gave, or Joseph and Juliet or something like that. That would be an iconic storyline, and I feel like it'd be way more interesting to talk about his story of racism in France, and he couldn't find a job, and the only reason why he was on the Titanic was because he had to go to Haiti to find a new job because of racism. So literally the only reason why he was on the Titanic was because of racism, and because he didn't want to be separated from his daughters, which is so innocent. He just didn't want to be separated from his daughters on this voyage, and his not Anna's pregnant wife, because I guess he would have been with her. But I just think that this story is so interesting and should be talked about more. I wonder his lineage too. Who else did they stay in France? Did they ever go back to Haiti to visit the family? And I don't know. I wouldn't be on a boat, I'll tell you that. I wonder if the young girls are just as traumatized. Maybe, I feel like if you're really, really young, it probably does traumatize you, but you don't, by the time they died, it wasn't a super, maybe I can't say that, because if you were 5 and you were a part of a sinking ship, you would remember that forever. So I don't know, but I feel like it'll be a different experience when you're an adult. But whatever, those are my 2 cents on it. I think that's a very interesting story. Let me know if you want me to do this about anything else or any other kind of stories or whatever, because I think that they're good to share. And let me know if you had never heard about this story before. I'll see you guys next time with another video. I gotta answer all these calls that I got during this video. But I'll see you guys next time with another video. More interesting videos coming soon. Peace out.